What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Southern Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Mark Brelly. This is your co-host,
Golden Farnsworth.
Today, we are going to preview Tennessee versus Alabama, Florida Gators versus Kentucky, and our game of the week, Georgia versus Texas.
What a surprise.
We're going to give our predictions at the end, but we're going to preview all three of these games. And we're very excited. So you guys stay tuned. Now, wait a second. You right there. Yes, you. The one who just tapped on our show. Give us a like and subscribe on the Southern Spotlight Show, as we are going to try to bring much entertainment, comedy, and passion for your team. Thank you for watching the Southern Spotlight Show. Tennessee versus Bama. Guys, we are here. Okay, we are here. We are ready. But before we talk about Tennessee versus Bama, we have a player spotlight from the Tennessee Vols that I think is going to make a very huge impact in this game and for the rest of the season for Tennessee, as he still is making an impact. And that is Arion Carter. Okay, Arion Carter, born from Smyrna, Tennessee. Okay, Smyrna, Tennessee native. He's a sophomore in college. And he's a linebacker for Tennessee, if you guys do not know. Okay, starting linebacker, picked off DJ Lagway last week. Arion Carter is a 4-star prospect. Okay, number 2 at his position in the state. Top 10 linebacker in the country during his time span of being recruited. In his senior season in high school, 92 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 5 passes defended, 3 forced fumbles, 1 interception. He was a playmaker, and he's still making plays for Tennessee. I am so excited about his game, and he's still growing for Tennessee as he's just a sophomore. I'm very impressed. Okay, Tennessee lost Keenan Pili last week. Guys, the leader of Tennessee's defense when it comes to the linebacker position, the middle linebacker, and now it is in Arion Carter's hands. It's in his hands now, okay? I think he's a more athletic player than Keenan Pili. But Keenan Pili was more experienced, okay? The guy he was in the league for 6 years and possibly is going to be coming back next year with another granted year to play 7 years in college. We'll take it. But when I talk about Arion Carter, I think he's going to be a very big piece for Tennessee in this game versus Alabama, because we know Milroe's going to use his legs, but we have speedy linebackers. So you're going to run on the outside, you're going to be meeting somebody, and it's going to be somebody with the number 7 on his jersey, and I'm telling you, he will make plays. It will not be sweet in Knoxville. So that is my player spotlight. Looking forward to the game coming up for Tennessee and Alabama, as we are going to preview that right now. Okay, let's talk Tennessee and Alabama. Tennessee going to this game 5-1. Okay, after beating their rival, the Florida Gators, as we all know, a game that is never given, but it was not the prettiest win. Okay, it was never the prettiest win, but a win is a win. But you also have Alabama, who is 5-1, coming off an ugly win versus South Carolina, and they should have lost the game. Shane Beamer, what are you doing, number one? Let me go on a rant. What are you doing after getting an onside kick? How do you not get more than 20 yards? You already got on the 50. How do you not move that? Like, that's just disgusting me. Bama should have been lost this game. They should be 4-2 right now. If you ask me, they should be 4-2. I'm disgusted by Bama, but Bama's still Bama, right? The question is, what team shows up? Who makes the big plays in this game? Who's going to stand out? What coach shows up? I mean, Tennessee's crowd is going to give Bama trouble. Yes. Are they? Yes, I believe they are. But according to Kalen DeBoer, we aren't loud enough. Rocky Top, we are going to be loud. You've heard that right now. We are going to be crazy. It's an orange out. I'm there, okay? I'm there. I'm going to be loud, and we are going to go crazy. What a foolish statement by Kalen DeBoer. If you ask me, what a foolish statement. Why would you stir up Tennessee, okay, with our offense already struggling? We had a kid motivate us last week. We had a kid motivate us. If it wasn't for the kid, we don't win the game. And do you think with a statement like that's not going to motivate us. Idiot statement. Golden, who stands out for you in this game? And what have you seen from both teams in their first 6 games?
Well, I hate to be basic. I really do. But it's the quarterback. It's always the quarterback. And listen, I've backed Jalen Milroe all year. I've backed him all year. He was my Heisman. Yeah, he kind of had some bad games here and there. But people are writing Bama off way too soon. This Bama team is not done yet. They're not done. Kalen DeBoer is still a great coach. You know what? I think he needs to fire his players up. So a statement like that, get everybody going in the locker room. Yeah, Tennessee's not loud enough. We're Bama. We're better than y'all. We're going to beat y'all. That's
That's
his
not how it
message.
works. That's not
That's
how it
his
works in
message.
Neyland, bro. That's not how it works.
Listen, it's a 3:30 game. Listen, if it was a night game, I'd be like, all right, that's a really, really bad statement to make for a night game. But it is what, 3:30?
They played us at 3:30 2 years ago. Jalen Hyatt, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, Jalen.
207.
That's not happening again. That's not happening again. It's gonna be Jalen Milroe. I can't go against Jalen Milroe because he's been the person to keep them alive. He's also been the person to bring them down. But he's still a great player. He's still the same player he always has been. Bama's only had a couple bad games. Yeah, they probably should have lost that game. And Vandy, yeah, they lost fair and square. So I think people are writing them off too soon, though. Genuinely, it's still Bama. Like that is a standard of college football, is Alabama football, and I just don't know if I can see this team going out and just getting embarrassed. I just don't think I can see that. They've already had embarrassing enough season, and they've only lost one game out of it. So I'm going to be back in Jalen Milroe. I'm going to be back in the Tide. I don't know if you want to give my prediction yet, but
well, I want to give my standout.
give your standout. Give your standout.
It's not a player. It's a stat line. It's a stat line. This is the stat line, guys. Okay, what do I think Bama has to do to beat Tennessee? And Bama's the favorite. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. They're the favorite. I'm not going to come out here and say Tennessee's the favorite, but they are coming to Neyland. What do they have to do to win this game? They have to keep this game low scoring. Here's why. They gave up 40 points to Vanderbilt, to Diego Pavia. And it wasn't in a hostile environment. Guys, this was in Vanderbilt. They gave up 40 points. And then also, South Carolina scores 25 at their place. Like, you're not going to sit here and win this game if you're going to play up here with Tennessee. Because I can promise you right now, Tennessee will get more stops than you because Tennessee, first off, is playing at home. And Tennessee is a better defensive team than you. Like, Alabama's secondary is awful. Like, it's terrible. So if this is the game for Tennessee to play well, this should be the game. But I've said that for the last 4 weeks. So Tennessee's offense has not shown up whatsoever. They will make plays and they'll kick themselves in the foot. And they'll make more plays. And then there's a turnover, a fumble, a pick. What are you going to do? How are you going to respond? Josh Heupel makes a statement that he believes in his team. He believes in this offense. Well, he put us in situations last game. You've seen it. We had a couple of deep balls that was there. We did not complete it. Okay? So this conservative statement that Josh Heupel was bent like that he was against Arkansas, it was not that against Florida. He was aggressive. So you're going to see more aggressiveness this game. I know. But are we going to make the plays? And I'm going to make my prediction first. And I'm going to say Tennessee is going to win this game. It's at Neyland. It's at 3:30. Oh, yeah. It's at 3:30. And it's an orange out. Last time they came to Neyland in an orange out, we won. And I got Tennessee in a victory, winning 27-24. Okay? Tennessee is not going to score in the 30s. Tennessee probably won't touch the 30s until they play UTEP. I've said that. I'm going to repeat it again. Tennessee will not reach more than 30 points until they play UTEP because I am devastated from this offense. But you know who's going to make plays? You know who's going to make strip sacks? James Pierce. You know who has done that to Jalen Milroe? James Pierce. James Pierce is going to make plays. He made a strip at the 1-yard line. That was James Pierce, by the way. Stripped him. He's going to continue to make plays. This is at home. And Tennessee defensive line is going to just cause so many problems. They're not going to be able to run the ball like that on us all game. It's just not going to happen. So be prepared for Tennessee to win this game 27-24 in Neyland, 3:30 Eastern.
Listen, this is a tale of two teams that have really had like pretty much a similar season, like pretty much, because they've been underperforming. I mean, offensive wise too. So as much as bad things you can say about Bama, you could say the same thing about Tennessee because they barely beat Florida at home in a night game, and Bama just did the same thing in South Carolina. So I think this is just pretty much just two teams that have had pretty much similar seasons. But who do I trust more? Who did I trust more against Georgia? Who am I going to trust more to go into Neyland?
They about blew that game versus Georgia.
Score 30 points. And score 30 points. It's going to be Jalen Milroe in the Tide. 30-23. Alabama 30. Tennessee 23. Roll Tide.
Guys, pause the video right now. And you put your prediction in the comment section right now. This is a big time game in Knoxville. We want to know your opinion at this very moment. Thank you. So let's get into our next topic, next game. And it's a big time game. I know it's a team that both records are 3-3. Mark, it's Florida and Kentucky. What are you talking about? No, guys, we have a perfect preview and prediction right here for Florida and Tennessee because I think this is a big time game for Billy Boy, man. I think this is a big time game for Billy Boy. So you give us your player spotlight and who do you think makes the biggest difference in this game?
Well, I don't think it's any mystery who the player spotlight should be this week. It's none other than DJ Lagway. Okay. Graham Mertz is done. Season's over. Torn ACL. Prayers up to him. But DJ Lagway, it's time to take over. This is the guy. This is our guy. This is our future, our hope. And Billy's pretty much Billy's last hope too. DJ Lagway, I just want to say something about this real quick. He's 19 years old. Okay, he is 19 years old. This dude is younger than me. He's younger than both of us. He was born on August 13th, 2005.
Okay, I'm compared to DJ.
Exactly.
Bro.
I have siblings that he's almost younger than. So this is a guy who just absolutely tore up defenses in high school. He's from Willis, Texas. And I mean, these stats are just disgusting. Okay, there's a reason he's the number one quarterback, 5-star, best quarterback, best player, probably even in the class. He had 8,300 yards, 8,300, 100 TD passes on the dot with only 16 interceptions. I mean, that's ridiculous. And this is Texas. This is Texas high school football. Everyone knows how good Texas high school football is, and there's a reason. National Player of the Year for a reason. Okay, Billy. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Okay, and like you said, DJ Lagway looks like he wants to be a Florida Gator.
This is how he did it. This is how he did it, y'all.
Yeah. But anyway, DJ Lagway wants to be a part of the Florida program. I mean, a lot of people will leave at this point with Billy as their coach. I mean, come on. But listen, he's about to go through a really, really tough schedule. And, he's already made mistakes thus far. He's got 765 yards, 5 touchdowns with 4 interceptions. Those 4 interceptions, like you said, you can't hate on a freshman quarterback too much. This kid is a true freshman as well. Like 19 years old. He's literally just coming onto the scene, and he's going to make those mistakes. He's a terrible QBR. But I'm expecting him to, start to turn up as he, understands the offense more, who he's playing with. And I'm very excited. I think all of us Florida fans are extremely excited. This is the spotlight guy. This is the guy now who's got everyone, all their eyes on him. And, there's no better place than to, get his first start in the SEC at least, than against Kentucky at 7:45. So I'm expecting this to be, a pretty close game. Both teams, like you said, really mid, 3-3. But Kentucky has had some impressive wins, and then a loss. So it's really weird. These are both teams that are just bipolar, mediocre, middle of the pack. So yeah, I mean, I do expect us to win this game. But Kentucky is coming off a terrible loss. I mean, can we say it's a terrible loss anymore though, with the way Vandy's been playing? It's at home, so maybe. But we are obviously coming off that overtime loss. But that was a great loss. I mean, we had something to look forward to now. And I think I don't want to get my expectations too high for Lagway, and I don't want other Florida fans to, get their expectations too high because it's still the first year. But based on the way he played in that game, I'm expecting him to have, a couple touchdowns, hopefully no interceptions, and to just lead us to victory in his first SEC start. I couldn't ask for more than that.
Well, you pretty much gave your prediction. And like I said, they're going to need DJ Lagway in this game. But hey, Stoops, Mr. Stoops, I'm going to say Mr. Stoops, you better win this game. I truly believe this guy's on the hot seat. I think he is. You lose this game, you're finished. I don't care if you played well against Georgia and you beat Ole Miss, but then you lose to South Carolina at home by 25 points, and you lose to our main character on the show, Diego Pavia. So, what Kentucky shows up? What Kentucky is going to show up in this game? What team? Okay, I've been saying that the Tennessee and Alabama situation, but what Kentucky team shows up? Because is it the team that played well against Georgia, that was locked up Georgia, or the team that shut down Ole Miss? What team do we see? I'm not a believer in Mr. Stoops. I think he's done. I think he's finished. And Billy is going to continue to survive in Gainesville. And DJ Lagway is the one who's going to carry this team and carry Billy's job. So I got Florida 24, because I don't think DJ puts up that much points on Kentucky, because Kentucky's a good defense. And Kentucky will have 16 in this game. Billy and the Florida Gators continue with the 4-3 record, surviving in the SEC.
Well, that's funny because I have pretty much the same prediction as you. I have 23-17 in favor of Florida. But yeah, listen, Billy coached. I mean, he coached a good game. He had some really stupid decisions, and Mertz, you can't really blame that on Billy. That's James Pierce made a good play. Mertz fumbled the ball, but the fourth down call, the end around was terrible. There was multiple times, and then we can't even line up right. We had a chance to kick another field goal, or we had too many men on the field. It was something weird, but we could have kicked a field goal, go up 6-0 at half, and it's just stupid coaching mistakes sometimes by Billy. But he did coach a good enough game, and I'm hoping that he can do that again, replicate it again, and we can take this win 23-17 in the swamp at night.
Guys, you put your prediction right now for Florida versus Kentucky in the comment section. Florida and Kentucky fans, or Tennessee and Bama fans, whatever. You put your like and subscribe to our show as well. But we want to know the prediction because we love to hear about the Florida Gators, as the guy next to me is a big time fan. Now let's get to our next segment. It's the game of the week. It's the game of the week. It's a pretty obvious decision because both of these teams have played fairly well. Maybe not Georgia. But we got number 5 Georgia at number 1 Texas, the number 1 team in the nation that is in the SEC now. But this is a great week in college football. Like, my goodness. I mean, yeah, Quinn Ewers is back. But the real story is, what Georgia team are we going to see in the first half? I mean, the team that we saw that played against Bama will get blown out of the stadium. They will get blown out of the stadium if they do not come out prepared. But then last week, they gave 31 points to Mississippi State. No, guys, it was at home too. It was never on the road. It was at home. They gave up 31 points to Mississippi State. Like, my goodness. But then you got Texas on the other side, who took care of business versus Oklahoma, beating them 34-3. If I got to talk about Texas, they're a well-balanced team, man. They're a very well-balanced team. I can say that. But I do think that they're going to lose very soon. But Golden, what are the stats? Like, what stats are you looking at for both of these teams? Because this is a big game for Georgia. They still have Ole Miss and Tennessee left on their schedule. So this is a very important game for Georgia because who knows? They could lose one of those. I know they got Tennessee at home, but they can lose one of those. So what are you looking at for both teams and matchups-wise?
Well, I think we've all come to the conclusion that this is not the same Georgia team as they always have been. Yeah, they lost to Bama. Okay, and like we said, Bama hasn't been amazing either. It's kind of weird because the SEC and college football this season, hasn't really been a number 1 standout team, but it is still Texas. and then Oregon right behind, obviously, as the rankings say. But Texas has gotten lucky because they got Quinn Ewers back just in time, a week before. Because if Arch Manning had to play Georgia, I tell you, I don't know how he'd do. I don't know how he'd do against Georgia. But Quinn Ewers is back. He's been hurt. Still has a great touchdown to interception ratio. He was one of the Heisman candidates preseason, and he's still a great quarterback. I think I had a conversation with my friend, or there's a dude I work with who's a Texas fan. One of my friends asked him, Sam Ellinger or Quinn Ewers. He said Quinn Ewers. Okay, this Texas team. When are they ever number one? When has Texas ever broken through and really been that team? Okay, they haven't been back since dude said we're back. They haven't been back, and they're finally back.
It's true.
If they win this game, oh man, and this is a Texas team I've really been high on. And yeah, they're just a great overall team, like you said. They've been really, I mean, they've done great so far in the SEC. I do think they have to lose this year. I do. Maybe it's soon, maybe it's really soon. But Quinn Ewers has been playing amazing, phenomenally when he's been out there. That defense held Oklahoma to 3 points. Boring game, but when has Texas ever dominate a Red River rivalry like that? Obviously, Oklahoma is not the same team, but this Texas team I feel is a little bit different. On the Georgia side, Carson Beck actually hasn't been that bad. Yes, he had a bad game like in the spotlight, and everyone's just going to judge him for it. But he's had 1,800 yards. He's had 15 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions. And come on, Florida Gator legend, okay, Trevor Etienne. He's been carrying the team. It's kind of weird because I want to compare Georgia's offense to Tennessee's offense. Kind of, their quarterback's been doing a little bit better, but the running back's pretty much been carrying the offense like Samson has. Same thing with Etienne, kind of. It's a close comparison there, but Georgia has weapons. Georgia is people would say Georgia's the standard in college football. I think it's Bama still, but it's still Georgia. And Texas. I think Texas is on that level this year. This is going to be a close game. It's going to be it's a game of the week for a reason. Okay, this is probably the top 2 teams in the SEC. No offense to you Tennessee fans, but
I won't even argue that. I'm not even going to say
you can't really argue that. You can't really argue that. But I think it's going to be a great game. I'm not going to get my prediction yet. I'm going to let you speak. But I think this Texas team is a little bit different, and I think this Georgia team is a little bit different in a bad way.
Well, Golden, if I looked through Texas a little bit, man. I looked through Texas a little bit. This was for the past week. And I'm going to be honest. My mindset on them has changed. I think they have been, honestly, dominant this year. Dominant. You went to Michigan and beat them 31-12, okay? Michigan's a terrible offense. I understand. But you had to go to a hostile environment.
Defending champs.
You just dominated that game. It's not easy to do. I mean, I know they looked a little sloppy versus Mississippi State, but that was Arch Manning. He's a freshman. And just like we talked about Nico and DJ, they're going to look a little sus, right? So then the Oklahoma game probably just settled it for me. The 34-3, they just looked absolutely disgusting. And we're just seeing too many ups and downs from Georgia. My prediction was Georgia this game. It really was. It really was Georgia. But now I think Texas just steps over the SEC after this week. They show that they're the top dogs and that nobody's messing with them until there's one team on their schedule that they're going to lose to, and we will get to that game at the end of the season. So I don't think y'all go undefeated. Texas fans, if you're watching this, y'all are not going undefeated. Do not get your head blown up from this Georgia win. I'm telling you this right now. You got Georgia at home. If you went to Georgia, you probably lose this. So when you got to go to a hostile environment and win on the road, if you do that, we have a different conversation. But I got Texas winning this game. Okay, besides the fact we got Texas winning this game, and I got Texas winning 38. Yeah, they dropped 38 on Georgia because they're at home. And I think they're going to get some makeup points at the end of the game. I think it's going to be pretty close in the first half. But they're going to win this game 38-23. Georgia will score. Georgia will score. This number one defense and all this type of stuff, they ain't play nobody. They ain't play nobody to get some stops like that. So this is when you see a team score more than 20 points on Texas this week. But Texas will win this game 38-23.
Yeah, well, you thought you went high scoring. Well, I know I said it was gonna be a close game, but well, less than 2 touchdowns. But Texas is going to put it on them. 41 points. 41 points.
That's
31 for
crazy.
Georgia. Texas 41, Georgia 31. It's gonna be another classic, and we just saw this at the Bama game, so wouldn't be too surprising. Night game, SEC. I can't see Georgia going into Texas this year and winning. Texas, like you said, is built different this year. And I'm standing on that because I've said Texas the whole year. I know they're going to lose. I know they're going to lose at some point. It might not be the same team that you think, but they're going to lose at some point. But yeah, I got to go with the Longhorns. 41-31. Big time game. Big time scoring game.
Okay. 41 is crazy, but you may be right. You may be right on that. But you guys give us your score predictions, especially Georgia and Texas fans. Give us your prediction because we want to know. And if you're new to the show, give us a like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Welcome.